Hello, nice to see you. Welcome back to my channel. I have had a little bit of a week this week. I feel like I've been quite snappy. Feel like I've been just a bit rubbish, whether it's the heat, because it is hot at the moment, and I've just had a short fuse with the kids and been impatient and grumpy and ugh. And then I get the guilt and I feel guilty about it and think I'm a terrible mother, and it's just sort of got me thinking why we are so hard on ourselves, that I will always focus on those negatives. I never finish a day and go, do you know what? I've been a brilliant mother today. 10 points for me. I never do that. But if I've done something not particularly well, then I'll dwell on it and think, oh God, I'm really awful. My kids are going to be damaged for life. I've just ruined their chances. So as parents, and particularly as mothers, why are we so hard on ourselves? And more importantly, what can we do about it? Because it sucks. If you ask me to list my top 5 weaknesses as a parent, I could reel off a whole list. I'm impatient, I'm grumpy, I spend too much time on my phone, I don't play enough games, sometimes I don't want to play the games, I'm lazy in that way, I'm not a very good cook, I'm not a very good housekeeper, I don't bake, I don't sew, I'm rubbish. Who gave me children? Who allowed this to happen? Those poor children, what are they going to do in life? But if you ask me to list my top 5 strengths, the problem is every strength I can think of, I cut it down in my head so I could think. I'm quite imaginative, so I'm good at thinking up games, but most of the time I don't want to play them because I'm lazy and awful. I'm really interested in them and I want the best for them. Oh, but a lot of the time I'm quite impatient and I just want them to go away and be quiet. It's really hard. I always fall back on the negatives and I really struggle to recognise those positives. And part of it, I think, is how we are as people. No one's very good at taking a compliment. If someone says, oh, I really like your hair, you go, oh yeah, but my shoes are rubbish. Like compliments are difficult. And ultimately, I think it comes from a fear of failing. That this is the most important job I'm ever gonna do. I've got 2 boys to raise and I want them to have the world. I want them to have the best life possible. I want everything for them, and I've got the responsibility of doing that. And I think the pressure that that puts on me, on us, on every parent out there is huge, and it's a lot to take, and maybe that's what this is about. And if I look at it from that point of view, the reason that I struggle with this is because I so desperately want to get it right, and I so desperately want to be a good parent. And isn't that a strength in itself? Someone's reversing. Shh, filming a video. Go away, go on your business. So, right now, I want you to try and list 5 positive things about you as a parent, and don't focus on the little voice in your head that goes, yeah, but you're not very good at blah, 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 blah. Go away, shh, we don't want to listen to you today. Just the positive things. And it could be anything. It could be something that you think is really small and pointless. It's not. It's a strength and you should recognise it. Maybe you're really good at baking. That's a big strength. That's going to encourage your kids to cook in the future. Maybe you grow something of your own at home. You grow tomato plants in the garden. That's brilliant. Maybe you're really good at recycling. That's great. That's setting them up a responsibility for life. Maybe you have a skill that you pass on to your kids. All these things are big strengths and we should recognise them. And I think the majority of the time we don't. So let's. For me personally, if I try and list 5 things, number 1 I think is that I'm interested in my kids. I want to know what they're doing in school. I want to know how to help them with things. I want to know what their hobbies and interests are and how I can pursue with those. I Google, I read things. I'm interested in my kids, and that's a strength. There's a lot of creativity around them from both myself and my husband. There's music, there's filming, so lots of creativity, lots of imagination. I'm affectionate. My eldest is 5.5. He may not want my kisses and cuddles, but he's getting them. I tell them I love them like 20 million times a day. That's a strength. We're pretty active. We get outside a lot, we get them into sport, play games with them in the garden, go on walks. Again, my 5.5-year-old hates it, but we do it anyway. Swimming. So we encourage them to be active and outdoors and reasonably healthy in that sense. That's 4. Maybe just that I care, that I want to get this right. Maybe that's number 5. I'm gonna go with it because I can't think of anything else. So I care about my kids. That is a strength. That's what we're going to take away from this video. And that's kind of all I wanted to say, just to explore. Yes, we're very negative on ourselves and we take things on board, everything that we do wrong, but maybe we need to recognize that as a good thing and as a strength, and try and be kinder to ourselves as parents and recognize that, do you know what, we're doing all right. None of us get it right. I would say 99% of the time I muck up at least one thing a day, whether it's they've had too many biscuits, or whether it's they've had television, or whether it's I've snapped about something, or I've avoided doing that jigsaw for the 37th time. But nobody's having a perfect day, no matter what Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or anything else shows you. So maybe just the fact that we're trying is good enough. And that's all I wanted to say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press like, please subscribe to see more, and I will see you very soon. Bye!